you doing? This is George with Krise Services. Today we're going to learn how to do a smart switch, and the smart switch basically has a lot of options that you wouldn't have in your standard switch. Standard switch is basically on and off in one location. Smart switch, however, you can add remotes to control the switch, and by doing that you could have 2, 3, 4 different locations to control a switch. Really helpful for outside lighting. If you have several switches, you can group them. You can also group several remotes to each switch. Today we're going to do one switch in one location, and we're going to pair a remote. All these things are also dimmers, just so you know. Not only does it turn on and off with the proper lighting, you can also dim. And if not, you can turn them on and off, and you'll have that convenience. All right, today we're going to remove the switch. This is a single pole switch. It does one thing and one thing only. It turns these lights on, and there's no other switches attached yet. Whenever you're working on a circuit like this, if you're not a trained professional, sometimes even if you are, the best thing to do is de-energize the circuit. And when we get in here, you'll see there's basically 2 wires that we're concerned with. That's the power in and the power out. What the dimmer is going to do is it's going to break that connection between, and that's all a switch does. It's a pretty simple operation, and you'll see the pairing is just as simple. Another application for this is I've had customers that have said, hey listen, I want to hang a picture here, but we can't because we have a switch and we have to pull all these wires out of the wall and move it. Well, guess what? When you use a system like this, you can pair this, you can hang a picture over it, we can pair a remote and put it anywhere in the room that you want. Real convenient. We use Lutron Caseta products. They're a strong, reliable option. They pair with almost any lighting. You check with your manufacturer to make sure that they will dim. It's still a crapshoot because there's new stuff coming online at all times. All right, so we've disconnected our single pole switch. We have power in, power out, a neutral. None of that neutral doesn't have to be connected. It's another real advantage to this switch. In some cases, you need a neutral to work with the circuit. In this case, you don't. Okay, so basically, you have a black in, you have a black out. The switch has 2 black wires on it. It's not polarized, which means you can basically grab each one. There's no way of not having the right wire. And again, we don't need a neutral on this switch. I love that. When it goes to pairing, when we use a remote, you'll find that it has like a 60-foot range. So if you had a pole barn or a shed and you put this out there, you can pair it to a remote, walk inside, mount the remote to the wall, put a plate over it, looks like you ran a wire from outside to inside. All right, we're energized, switch is on. And some people don't know about these switches, even some guys who've installed them and girls who've installed them, is it has a trap door. Trap door disengages everything. That way, if you accidentally hit it and you're working on the lighting, nobody's getting hurt. So, nice safety feature. Engages again, we got on, we have off, and then we'll get back to you shortly and show you how to pair a remote. All right, so we're ready to pair a remote. So if you have children, or if you don't have children and you are one, if you paired a remote controller for a PlayStation or any other game system, you've done this process. So basically you're gonna push and hold the bottom button, and you're gonna wait for it to say, hey, I wanna find somebody. All right, it's now ready to go. Same thing on the Pico. Pico is the name of the remote. You're going to push and hold. 10 seconds, feels like an eternity when you're waiting. And there we go. So this bad boy is connected to this guy. Powered off and powered on.